Hi everybody, it's Diana with StampinWithDi.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Santan Valley, Arizona. And I want to welcome you to this week's Teach Me Tuesdays, and it is episode, oh my god, 65. I should put a big number like right in front of my face, but my memory is like really bad. So number 65. So can you believe it? Like 65 of them. Who would have ever have thunk it? Hey there, Sister Jackie and Sherry and Marcy. And I think I saw Candy. I don't want to touch my phone. I don't want to touch my phone in case I mess it up. All right. So today I have a cute technique to share with you. And it is an old technique. In fact, I think the first time I ever did this was with this stamp set. And this is an oldie. I mean, the date on it is 97. So it is older than, because I signed up in 99. So this was actually around before me. So, but it's an old technique. And I want to share it with you. So let's get started. Hey Candy, on time even. Yeah, right? And cousin Nancy, how are you? So it's like a reunion. All right, so let me turn the camera around and we will get started. Hold on a second. Let me turn the camera. All right. Get it in place here. All right, stay right there. I always like to see how big my hands are. If my hands are too big, then I know I'm too close down. All right, so let me get myself situated in our group so I can see it on the laptop. Then I know we are good to go. And that way I can see your comments. Oh, hi Marcy. We have two Marcys on here. Okay, so let me move that just a little bit. All right, so this looks good. All right, so don't forget, if you need to holler at me at any time, here is my blog address, and then that's a good place to reach me, as well as email basically too. But and then my host code for January is there too. So I just want to always bring that to your attention. All right, so let me get it out of the way. So what I'm going to show you is, it's an old technique called Retiform, and that's R-E-T-I-F-O-R-M. And basically, you're going to need a lot of Post-it notes, something to sponge with. So you can either sponge with, you know, our regular sponges. Now this is just, you know, they come like this, and then I cut them into 4s. You can also use our little sponge daubers that go on your fingers. But what I'm going to use today are our handy dandy little sponges. So I might have a few of them. Of course, right? All right, let me get them off my desk. All right, so we're going to use the little blending brushes. Now what I did was, I'm a big Roy G. Biv. So that means red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And that is the rainbow colors. And I remember Granny was the one that taught me about those when I was young. But that's how I store my ink pads, my blends. Just so that if you want a red pad, you automatically know you want to look in the red section of your inks or whatever. Now my cardstock, on the other hand, is all filed alphabetically. So I don't do Roy G. Biv for my cardstock. Now maybe if I stored it out in the open where I could see it, maybe, but I don't. It's behind closed doors in a file cabinet, so the light can't get at it. So hi Ginny. I know it is fun, right Jackie? And I haven't done it in forever. So what you also want to do is you want to find, and these are the stamp sets I'm using. So I'm going to use the Hey Chick. I'm going to use From All of Us. And because really, I mean, these guys, they're related somehow, right? And then Hey Birthday Chick. I mean, even this font and this font are very, very similar. I mean, even more than this one. So anyways, so you kind of want to get a stamp set that has kind of small images. I chose to grab this one because this reminded me of celery or like a vegetable, and chickens would eat that. So that's why I picked that. Because these guys are a little bit too big for this technique, but the chickens are perfect. So what I'm going to be using is, I have a piece of Whisper White Thick. Now I am going to bring a piece of grid sheet in, and I do want to, where's my adhesive? I just want to snail it down loosely. I know that the original snail we've had for, it was a couple years ago. Now I'm just like touching this, so it's taking some of the tackiness off, because I do want to be able to remove this later, but I just kind of want to have it so it's not going to wiggle around too much. Okay, so then what you kind of want to do is you want to figure out how you want your card. Now I probably should show you the finished card, because I think it's going to make this make a little more sense. All right, now every card's going to be different. So the finished one that I'm doing now probably won't look like this one. So this is the card, what I mean by Retiform. So you have all sorts of color. You have all these fun little things going on. So that's the look that I'm going for. So what I like to do is I kind of like to know where I want to put my pieces before I get going. At least to start out with. So I know the first thing I want to do is I want this cute little chicken here. And I want to make this be a birthday card. So I am going to visualize that I know I want my little chicken head here and my little happy birthday. So, and now this may not be even the real way to do it, but this is how I do it. All right, so I'm going to take my Post-it note and the sticky edge down, and I'm just going to lay it on there. So you've got my little happy birthday and my chicken head. So that looks pretty good. All right, so just make sure it sticks down. And then you just pick your colors. So the colors I chose to use were Bumblebee, Highland Heather. Now the original card I used Pool Party, but I'm back and forth if I want to use Pool Party on this one. Bermuda Bay and Old Olive. Now I just picked ones that I thought looked nice together, and these I thought looked really cute together. So I'm going to start with Bumblebee. So I'm going to open up my pad. And then I'm going to find my sponge that says yellow, because basically I didn't want to just put Bumblebee on it, because I'm going to use this sponge for any kind of yellow colors, okay? So I'm just coming over and I'm getting ink on my yellow. Now the card I just showed you, I actually used the finger daubers. So this one will probably look a little bit different just because these sponges are a little softer, and they're definitely quicker. All right, so there is, and then I have sponges like everywhere on the desk when I do this. Okay, so that is my Bumblebee. Now I want to take my happy birthday, and I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to put my happy birthday right there. And then I want my little chicken lady. And I want to make sure she's good and inked. So I just turn it over, I can see she's inked up. And I want to put her head right there. So she's kind of peeking on the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to stick her over there, because you will have Post-it notes, you will have sponges, you will have ink pads, you will have stamps all over the place. Hi, Diane. I do like these colors, right? I just kind of was like looking at them on my little storage thing and went, okay, well, you know, chickens would be yellow and there would be some green. So like I said, I'm still, I don't think I'm going to use the pool party. So I'm going to have to play with this one a little more because there will be one less color that I will be using. Okay, so then what you do is you take your Post-it, and I usually throw a lot of Post-its away because you can kind of sometimes pick up the color from here. And I would rather waste a Post-it than have to start over. All right. And then what you're going to do is you are going to cover this up because now you want to protect this spot. And then you can decide what other greeting you want. So what I want to do now is I want to do my center chicken. And that's the one right here. And it's big. So I want to make sure I'm saving room for my big chicken. So let's get her inked up. And you could see I did some surgery on her because she caught the center of her balloon when I was stamping. She didn't one other time, but when I was doing this earlier, she did. And I think it was just the way I was holding the stamp. I allowed the ink to get in there. So I just took my scissors and I did a little surgery. So there won't be a center to catch. All right, so now this is going to go in here. And I don't care if I'm cutting off her legs, but I want to get, that sounds horrible, right? But I want to get the balloon in. So it's okay if I cut off a little bit of her wings. Okay, so now we have her here. Now she has a little bit of a ghost because I didn't push hard enough. So I should have pushed a little harder. But hey, it is what it is. Because you will get a little bit of a ghost because of the Post-it has a little bit of a thickness. So I could have pulled it back a little bit, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's see here. So now we want to cover her up. So you get another Post-it. So I'm going to cover her up. Oops, I'm going to put the sticky side down. So we're going to cover her like this. And so this is when you can have some really fun shapes. Oh, you know what? I'm such a turd. You know what I did? This might not work out because what I wanted to do is I wanted to sponge it before I stamped her. Oh, I'm such a dodo bird. Okay, hang on a minute. This is easy enough. This is easy enough. I've only done 2 things. Hang on a minute. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, there's still some there. Oh, I'm so excited to show you this, and then I already messed up. All right, so we're going to do this again. We are going to do this again. Sponge first. Now, you can, some people do stamp first and then sponge. But if your ink is not all the way dry, hi, Candy. See, I already messed up, Candy. I'm having to do it over. So, because the thing is, if you stamp first, and see, I like to have it darker where that seam is and then go lighter to the edge. If you stamp first and then sponge, you can sometimes bleed your color. Like it might blend this. So I like to do it after. Luckily, I didn't have the whole dang thing done. All right, where's my girl chicken? Put her back in the corner. All right, good, good, good. Now back to the center one. So I think what threw me is because I was showing you where, oh, and look, I got a little bit of yellow there, but that's okay. All right, I was trying to show you how you'd figure it out. All right, so we have our chicken, so you kind of know like what your size is. So we know, I want to get a new Post-it. So we know that she takes up about this much. And she takes up about that much room. And I'm going to take a little one on the top. Up here. Let's see how that does. That cuts her off too much. It's kind of like a puzzle, but I don't want this to catch. See right there? I don't want that to catch. All right. It's like this little puzzle. All right. Then you just always want to make sure that you're covering up your other stuff. So see right here? You want to make sure you cover that up because you don't want to get any ink on there. So then I cover this up. Let's see. So you want it to be just shy of it. Like you want it to go over top. All right. So now I want to use the Bermuda. So this is why I have pads everywhere. Everywhere. All right. So I'm going to consider my Bermuda. Where's my other pad? All right, kind of indigo-ish, because you can wash these too. So I'm going to take my Bermuda, and I'm just getting it onto the sponge. And like I said, every one of these will be different, depending on where you put your colors, what color you use. Definitely your Post-its. I mean, you could never make an identical one if you tried, I don't think. Unless you were very, very specific and you made marks on your paper. All right. So I like it dark on the sides. All right. Now I can stamp my girl. All right. Where is she? Here she is. And you can also stamp these with ink colors. So you could, but I'm just using the Memento because I do want to go back and add a tiny little bit of color to the card. So that's why, and this is where I ended up getting caca on my balloon because of how I was doing the angle. But since I did some surgery, I shouldn't have any issues. Okay, so that's my little girl. Oh, she's so cute. All right, so there she is. And then we peel. And then it's like, ooh, what's going to happen when you peel? It's kind of magical. All right, so we peel that off. And then, let's see, I'm on a new one. You'd think I had stock in the Post-it company, but I don't. All right, so then we're going to take another Post-it, lay it on here, because you want to protect this. And now I want to put this girl here. So I want to put this little girl here. So you kind of, you can kind of figure how much space you want or like what angle or whatever. So I want to put her there. So I'm going to need a Post-it that probably goes like this. So that looks good. I think that gets most of her. And then just be careful here. Okay, so see how you can see a little bit is right here. So that's how I got a little yellow before and got covered up. So just when you're doing your sponging, just be careful. So I'm going to, just so I don't mess it up, I'm just going to stick one there. All right, so now what I want to use is my old olive. So, and that's what I said, you're going to have, now this is just if you choose all these colors. So this is my old olive. So again, start here because I like it to be dark where those colors meet, and then it just kind of gets a little lighter as it gets to the edge. So let me get a little bit more. All right, and then I'm going to stamp this cute little chicken with her cupcake. She's a frizzle. I wanted to get frizzles so bad when we were starting to get babies and stuff. We're not doing chickens anymore. I mean, we have one and then the 3 ducks still, but when they're gone, that's it. In fact, we always had that girl cardinal, and I kept telling Jeb, where's the boy cardinal? And I looked out today, and he was inside the chicken run of all places. So I went out, and he was throwing a fit. I'm like, you're going to kill yourself trying to get out of there. So then I opened the door, and he flew out. But so hopefully I didn't scare him away so he won't ever come back, because I love the boy cardinals. All right, good tips. Haven't done with it. I know, I hadn't either, and it was in my head. I'm like, oh, I want to do one of those. And then I'm like, okay. So I did a couple little trials. Okay, so then again, you decide what you want to do. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to throw that Post-it away. We need to protect this area where we just were. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here, just leave it there. Then you decide if you want something big, if you want something small. I want to put this cutie patootie here. So that means I could actually have another little spot up here. And sorry, I hit the phone. All right, so cover that up because she could go in here. And let's see, what color do I want her to be? Let's see. How about Highland Heather? Okay, so now I have Highland Heather open. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ink pads open, people. Lordy. All right, so this is the violet one. And like I said, you can wash them. So that one I used the other day, I just washed in the sink. And it's good to go. I mean, I still would continue to keep it with that color family, like the violets. Like I would use this with Purple Posy. I would use it with the Gorgeous Grapes, you know, things like that. And then red, she has her own. I would only use red. Like any of the reds will only be used with the one because red is such a potent color. So, and same with black. I have one that's black because it's just going to be so dark. So, just let it have its own. And you want to grab these. They're on low inventory. So, you want to make sure you grab them. Especially if you're going to do something like this, where you're going to want multiples. Because you wouldn't want to have to wash one and then come back and do another color. And they are 3 to a pack, so they're a good deal. Okay, so let me get my ink pad again. So now I'm just going to do this cute little chicken. And then I was like thinking, remember I was talking about the chicken the other day? I think they're a bar rock. The black and the gray. Okay, so she's going to go here. And I'm just pushing a little harder so I don't get that ghost like I did on the other one. I just wasn't... I should have moved my paper better when I stamped her. All right. And I want to give this little girl, she needs something to eat on. So there's like some space. There's a little bit of space. So let me get her out of the way. So I want to pull out my, what I'm calling celery. We're going to give her a little bit of food. And it is a birthday card, so I'm also going to pick up this. Now, to me, I'm pretending it's like feed, but it's probably confetti. But I'm pretending it's chicken feed and confetti. So I'm going to put a little bit here, like she's got confetti. And I'm going to flip it around. So I'm just getting the little pieces and not so much the confetti, so it looks like there's food underneath her feet. Okay, so now blow on it, because that's another thing. You want to make sure that the ink is good and dry. All right, so now we can do this spot. So let's get another Post-it, because we need to keep our Highland Heather clean. So let's see, what did I use? I want to make sure I don't have colors. So there was yellow, Bermuda. All right, so I could do another yellow. All right, where's my yellow? Okay, so I'm going to do another bumblebee up in the corner. So there's really no right or wrong necessarily, just, you know, have fun with it. All right, so let's see. What do I have that's small enough to fit up here? I have, will she fit up here? Oh, yes, she will. Okay, so this little girl, because I don't think I've used her yet. Holy moly, did I use her already? I don't think so. All right, so she's going to come up here. Right there. Peeking out of the corner. I guess I just have to look at the ones that got ink on them. All right. So now let's start peeling and see how we like it. So as we peel, it's like this magical card kind of. All right. Peel. And just be careful when you peel. I mean, because you've been pushing with the Post-it. I don't think they would rip the paper, but these ones right here, these are the Post-its that are posted everywhere, except this little striped thingy here, that's where you hold on to. So these Post-its are Post-its everywhere, not just the edge. So I find that those are a little extra tacky. So you kind of want to be careful that they don't tear the paper. So that's why I'm just, you know, I'm just taking my time as I peel it. I'm not in any hurry. All right. Okay, so now look, isn't this so fun? Oh my gosh. I wish we had chicken wire. Do you wash with just soap or water? I just used like the water in the sink. And I just kind of had my hand. And then I just was going like this with the sponge. And then, you know, maybe if you don't have so many sponges where maybe you're like, okay, I used yellow, but now I'm washing it as good as I can. But now I'm going to go into blue because I don't have a lot. You might want to use soap. But I was staying within that color family, so I didn't have to worry so much that if I, you know, washed this up and then I went into the orange pad, it wouldn't, you know, be bad. But if you had a little bit of yellow and you were going to go into the blue pad, you would have green, you know, in the blue and the yellow, you would end up getting green. So if you are going to totally switch your color, then you might want to just use a mild, not a whole lot. You don't want it to be foaming like crazy. So even if you just had enough where you could keep those, you know, the basic colors kind of thing. Okay, so now we have to decide what we want to do. Okay, so where are my other, let's see. I have my little baby chicks. All right, so let's cover this up. This is kind of hard to see because it's the same color. All right, so we're going to cover this up. We're going to cover this up. And let's get over there. I guess I could turn the paper. Gee whiz, Diana. All right. Get it like this. All right, so that's good. All right, so what I do want to do is, let's see, I want to go, let's celebrate you. So, I keep trying to peel it and I forget about that edge one. All right, so let's celebrate you. So will that fit in there? No. So see, you need to make it big enough that it fits that. Let's see, will that fit there? That should fit, and we can, you know, we could wiggle it a little bit, so that should fit. All right, so what color do I want? Let me flip this up real quick. So let's do green here because we have it in the other corner. That doesn't mean I'm trying to be anal, you know, like my corners are all the same, but since I took out one of the colors, I have one less color. Ooh, I really made that dark in that corner, didn't I? Blend, blend, blend. And then as they dry, it will soften a little bit because that's putting quite a bit of color on there. Okay, so Let's Celebrate You is going to go here. Perfect. All right, and I want to put a few more of these little fun confettis. And if it does, I mean, it's only paper, you can redo it, but you don't really want to mess up your ink pad. So, and then always before you go into the ink pad, just rub it on paper and make sure, like after you've cleaned it, that no color is coming off. And you should be good, but sometimes if there's still a little color, like once it touches that wet pad, it kind of can reactivate that color. All right, so we have our Let's Celebrate You. Throw that Post-it in away. And let's cover this up. And then, let's see. Now I think I need to do Highland, right? Do I need to do a Highland? Flip these over. Yeah, let's do a Highland in here. It's so funny if you could see all these ink pads everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to do a Highland. And just be careful because see, I left that exposed, so I'll put my finger there. Just so when you're brushing, you don't get that color. And I want it to be a little darker in that corner. I like to kind of emphasize the edges by making it be a little bit darker. So how many of you are going, oh, I hope I have Post-it notes? Okay, so let's see, what other little critters do I have that have not been inked up yet? All right, I have my fun little chicks. They would be fun, looking like they're partying there. So we have our cool little chick here, dancing. And little brother, who's not quite, he's still shy. He's not all the way born yet. All right, let's see. And then I also have these cute little hearts. And then these came from All of Us too. And they are perfect little size to be used as well. Look how cute they are. Aren't they the perfect little size? These stamp sets go so well together. All right, so now I want to get my lid. Oh, there it is. I want to close my memento pad. Okay, so let me peel to show you what's going on here, and then we'll finish the card. So while this is drying a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to let it dry just a second, and I'm going to close my ink pads. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cute? All right. So let's see here. Get these. I need this other piece of paper. These Post-its are like everywhere. Okay. So super cute. Now let me close my pads. And what I will do, like even though I have like that the sponges say yellow, violet, blah, blah, blah. When I'm done, I'm still going to like wash them all, like just with the water. Just so they're fresh for the next time I go to use them. I might not be using Old Olive. You know, I might be using Pear Pizzazz for my green, and it is a lighter green. So that way, the sponges will be good to go for whatever color, you know, I want. And then I have extra ones so that if I find that I'm using, say Bermuda Bay, I love Bermuda Bay. Say I use that all the time. Maybe I will want it to give it its own brush. So then I would just put Bermuda Bay on it, and it would have its own brush. Okay, so now what's fun is, so this is why I did them with the memento, because now I want to add some color to the card. So then I just chose a couple quick colors because I want to put this on. Let me get this off of here. Throw that away. I'll bring my little, this is just a piece of the basic white thick that I color on. All right, because I want this to layer on the red, and then I want it layered on the Bermuda. So look how cute these colors are. Such a festive look. So I want to emphasize red because I have the red, and I don't have red anywhere on the card in regards to the blending. So I want to emphasize red on things. So the little chickens, they have red. So of course I'm using my light soft suede first. So I want the balloon red. Now it's going to have an undertone of the blue, so we'll see how this works out, and I'll show you the difference on the other one. All right, so we're going to have a little red hat. So just kind of go around, and I want a little bit of red here and there just to pop that card. We have a little red candle. Let me scoot down so you can see a little bit. I think I was higher so you could see all the sponging that I was going on. All right, so here's just like that. I think that's all the red I need. I think. And then I'll take my dark real red and add a little bit on these areas. And I do want to put a little bit of red on the confetti. I missed that before. So this is the little comb and the wattle. Now she doesn't have a comb. Or no, she has a comb. She doesn't have a wattle, which is this, I believe. I have chickens, I should know, but I'm pretty sure that the under thing is a wattle, the top is the comb. But she is a girl, so I'm going to leave hers as it's not colored. Oh, and I forgot to put this soft suede here, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so this is just a dark real red. And then I'll do the light red to finish it out. Oh, and I forgot the balloon. All that chicken anatomy talk got my mind all thinking of something else. But yeah, when I seen that cardinal in there, I'm like, oh no, because the girls have a little pond. It's not big, it's just a small thing, but it's what we change the water, and then they go in there to swim, and the danged little doves get in there and they drown. Not all the time, I mean not all of them, but every once in a while one of them must fall in there and then they drown. So I didn't want the cardinal to get in there either. So now this is just a dark, and I'm going over that suede because I forgot. This is just a dark real red. And then the light. Because we have doves everywhere. So, not that I like a little birdie to die, but there would be a new one born tomorrow to replace that one, where the cardinals are few and far between here. All right. So you can still see it. There's a little bit of a blue undertone because of this Bermuda, but it still looks cute. All right, so we're going to let that dry a little bit. So let's assemble. Find my adhesive on this crazy desk full of ink pads and sponges. So see, it bled right through. That's a good sign. The only time you like to see bleeding is when you're using your alcohol markers, for sure. All right. There's that. And you could add more color if you wanted, but I just wanted to emphasize the red. And then I have my Bermuda Bay card base, which it's going to get stuck onto. Now I just had it as a very thin frame around it because I used, you don't want to have to be doing this technique on a little tiny piece of white. I mean, you want to give yourself some space unless you're using really tiny little images, but you don't want it to be so busy either. So if she was smaller, you could have had like, this could have come through here and you would have had another color there. So, and I didn't even, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, see, 7. Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye, and I did it without even realizing it. Okay, so this is just my white gel pen that I know we don't sell, but you can get them on Amazon, just to add a little highlight to the balloon. And then, so this is the birthday chick die, and what it does is it has this fun little happy birthday greeting. Look how cute that is. Isn't that so cute? So what I want to do is, if I were to just put this on here, it's just kind of like blah. If I had to put this on here like this, you know, it's a little better, but it kind of gets lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the red happy birthday, and I'm just using the green tip glue, the Tombow Multi Liquid, but I just say green tip. So I'm going to glue this to the top of the black, and I'm going to offset it just a little bit so it will leave like a shadow. So I'm just adding drop, drop, drop. Less is more with this glue. All right. Get that out of the way. So then I'm just going to stick that on like that. Look how cute it is, right? When it has that color back there. It just goes boom. So, all right. So that's super cute. So now when you stick it on there, it really pops because you've got that shadow basically back there from the other color of cardstock. All right, and I want to use my glue dots to stick it on there so that it has a little bit of pops out just a little bit. And I'm actually going to stack a couple glue dots on top of each other, so it's a little higher. It won't be as high as a dimensional, but the dimensionals, I think you would be able to see them. So I'm just kind of stacking the glue dots on top of each other, so it's a little higher, but they're see-through. So if one shows a little bit, you're not going to see it like you would a dimensional. So I'm just picking it up with my scissors and placing it on top of the other one. And then I'll do this Y too. Pick it up and drop it on that one. And don't poke yourself with your scissors. Okay, so now we have this cute little happy birthday. And then we just have to decide where we want to put it, because I don't want to hide anybody. I think I'm going to stick it here. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Oh, isn't that so stinking cute? It is. All right, so there's the one that we did together. And then here's the one I did earlier. So they're very, very similar. The only thing different, oops, I just hit it and moved it while you were looking at it. The only thing that's different about them, and I don't know if you can tell, other than the placement, you know, and the colors and stuff like that, because I did use the pool party, so I guess there's a few things different. But this one, I actually cut out the balloon and popped it. So you can see that this balloon is a little brighter because I just did it on, you know, the cardstock, and the white cardstock, where this has the blue behind it. So it just depends on what kind of like look you're going for. So you can see, you know, one's a little bit brighter than the other one. I also did that because that was the reason why I did surgery on my chicken. Because when I stamped her originally, I got a caca spot right here where the ink left a little mark on the center of my balloon. So I stamped another balloon, I cut it out, and I popped it on there. So no harm, no foul. But anyway, so that just shows 2 cute little cards. I hope you like them. And then that is today's Retiform. And I'll stop singing because that's weird. But so anyways, I hope you like that technique. And I need to see, I'll have to Google, because these are the little post-it notes that have sticky everywhere. And I'll have to, I'm glad you like them. And hey, Kim, I see you watching. But I'll have to look, because I got these on Amazon too, since I don't go anywhere. I just look on Amazon. So I want to see if they sell these bigger, because it definitely would be a little easier if the sticky was all the way, where with this one, you know, it's only the sticky on the top. Or I think they do have Post-its that the Post-it goes this way. So then you would have the long. So if you are, you know, if you don't have Post-its and you are going to be looking for one, kind of keep that in mind. If you, hi Sherry, keep that in mind if you're going to do this technique, where the sticky part is on the Post-it, because you definitely want to Post-it, because you want it removable and you don't want that ink getting up underneath there. So, and it's not so bad. Like, see, you can see, like, right there where it missed a little bit, that little bit of ghost. But it's not like right in your face, like, oh, look, it missed right there. So, but anyways, it's fun. All right, so that will do me for today. And I hope to see you tomorrow for my What You Making Wednesday. That's at 2 o'clock Arizona time. Hi, Terry. Hi, Mary. And that is a YouTube live. So you want to make sure that you are over in YouTube. I always put it in the events in our Facebook group with the link. But sometimes it can get confusing if I'm here sometimes and I'm there sometimes. So, but I like to do the lives on both places. So just make sure, you know, that's where I'll be tomorrow. Again, 2 o'clock Arizona time. So if there's anything you have an idea that you would like to see in any of my lives, please let me know. It helps me, you know, plan things. So, all right, I'm going to say see you later. Have a great night, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.